Hi everyone, we're going to have some nice mixed beans, barley, split peas, and onions. So first you're going to start by chopping a little onion. Let's get this element going. You're going to put it to a medium low high. Does that make sense? So my element goes up to 9 is the highest, so I'm going to put it at 6. And cut this bad boy up. I've already rinsed my rice. First I soaked it for a bit to get any of the product that they have that helps so that mice or rodents don't get to it. That's a lot of the time what gives people belly aches. So you just rinse that off nicely. So like I said, I usually like to let it soak. Then I'm going to put lots of onion. And there we go. Oopsie. That's what happens when you cut the onions lazy way. You size them. You get different size chunks. But that's okay, because I'm going to chew it up nicely. We're going to put the onions in first. Oh, I did put a little bit of oil already. Oops, got a little bit of skin. Ah, my eyes! Woo! Sorry. Ah. Let's get that going. And then, put a tiny bit of processed garlic that I bought. Just stick some of that in there. About a teaspoon will do. Get this softened, add that, and then you're going to put your rice in right away. Cook that down a bit. Almost brown the rice, if that makes sense. I don't know how else to better describe it. So I've got a mixed medley, like I said, of a little bit of split yellow peas and green peas, some barley, some brown rice, and I think that's it for barley. And then you're going to add water. I put 1.5 cups of rice. So then you're going to put 2 cups of water. Sounds good? Let me get back to you as soon as it starts cooking down a bit. So as your rice is cooking down, I did have a little bit of moisture at the bottom of my cup that I rinsed the rice in. So it's kind of made my onions wet. But what you're going to do is make sure to boil some water. We have the water, the kettle full. So boil some water. Make sure your water is boiling hot before you add it to your rice. So you'll know your rice is ready. You'll want to make sure to keep an eye on it. And if it starts getting too hot, take it off the element. And if you turn the element down, then you'll have a harder time getting the temperature back. Good. So we'll add a little bit of salt. We'll add about half a teaspoon. And then some cracked pepper. To taste. And if it starts making a little bit of a browning on the bottom, that's fine. But you do want the rice to kind of cook of sorts. It makes a nice nutty flavor when you cook it that way. So my water is boiled here. Make sure that stops boiling. That's what your rice will look like. Add your water. Like I said, double the amount of rice that you put in. And put a lid on it. Cook it for 20 minutes, or at least the time frame that it looks like it's 2/3 absorbed into the rice mix. Then turn the oven, the temperature actually is going to go up to 8. I have a thing that'll go up to 9. I'm going to put it up to 8. Let it boil 2/3 down. Then once it's done boiling down 2/3, then you're going to turn it down to 2, keeping the lid on. Put a lid on it at that point if you haven't already, and cook it down for an additional 10 or so minutes. Then you're going to turn it right off, leaving the lid on at all times, and just let it sit there. And if there is any tiny bit of moisture left, it will absorb. So we'll see you in a bit when this is done. Oh, I forgot. I did get some Chef's blend of Chef's mix blend of mushrooms, dry mushrooms, but I also had grown my own lion's mane and what do you call it? Damn it. Anyway, I grew 2 other types of mushrooms, so we're going to add a little bit of that into the mix, and you're going to just put enough because it is going to expand, and that's what that looks like. So I'm just going to break those up. Gosh, what is the name of this? I cut it up. but there's like 5 different types of mushrooms that I'll be adding. So I'll see you in a bit. The mushrooms that I grew is lion's mane and turkey tail, and there's a combination of 3 or 4 other mushrooms. So this is going to be nice and flavorful and very healthy. I couldn't find the lid to my pot. It'll be tempting to take the lid off. Don't do it. Just turn the temperature down or off. So it has been 10 minutes. I'll take this off. Oh, hot. How's that look? And then I did make some chicken, so I'm just gonna sit that bad boy right on there, and then put this back on, let it sit for 10 minutes, and it will be heated through, and I will be done with my supper. See you in a bit.